All right, yo, I have found the answer to the key to avoiding miscommunication, right? The key to avoiding miscommunication, or maybe a better way to think about it, or another way to think about it, is the key to actually understanding the other person, the key to communicating, to be receptive of communication. So, but I would say I think I found the key to avoiding miscommunication. Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, how can there be one thing? How can there be one key to avoiding miscommunication? Obviously, as most things go, there usually isn't one silver bullet. Like, there isn't one singular answer. But if you're going to ask for what is one thing that I should do or that you should do to make sure that you avoid miscommunicating or that you avoid miscommunication with someone in your life, whether you're talking about a business partner, a life partner, romantic partner, friends, family, whatever the case may be. The key to avoiding miscommunication is to make sure that you are interpreting what the other person is saying in the most positive light. That is the key to avoiding miscommunication. This is to make sure that you are interpreting what the other person is saying in the most positive light. In other words, if somebody says something to you and you think about it, what's the most charitable way that I can interpret what this person is saying to me? The most charitable way that you can interpret what this person is saying to me, that indeed is the key to communication or to avoiding miscommunication. Let me give you a few examples. Think about someone in your life that you get along with the most. Someone that maybe you rarely fight with each other or you rarely misunderstand each other. Underneath that is the fact that you have an understanding of where that person is coming from. So even when that person yells at you, or even maybe that person curses at you, right? That person says something, curses at you, say something, some words at you that you don't necessarily like, to an average person may seem crazy. And you just laugh it off. That right there is understanding that that person doesn't mean that from a place of hurt, from a place of negativity, or from a place that that person wants something unfortunate to happen to you or something to that effect. So imagine you're having a discussion back and forth with someone that you get along with, and that person just turns around and say, F you this, or to hell with you, or whatever the case may be. And you don't take it personally, right? You just understand, like, okay, whatever. That is that person being that person. That is exactly what I'm talking about. I mean, how many times have we had instances where people would excuse what someone is doing or what someone has said because they understand that person, they understand where they're coming from. It means they are interpreting what that person is doing, what that person is saying in the most charitable light to them. Now, there is one caveat, right? Because this is not to say that you should accept abuse or you should overlook anyone's shortcomings or things of that nature. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is, when you get to the point where somebody is abusing you, it is a different issue in that you understand that what they're saying is not positive, or it is not meant to be constructive. It is meant to be abusive. It's meant to put you down, etc., etc. It's coming from a negative perspective. So, in other words, you can look at what someone has said to you in the most charitable light and still come on the side of, this is still something that I should get out of. This is still someone that I need to manage, or maybe manage the way I communicate with this person. So the fact that you've looked at someone and you are giving them the benefit of the doubt doesn't necessarily mean that you have to maintain or continue in a relationship with them, or you have to continue to maintain that relationship with them, in that way. It may mean that you would have to change the way you communicate with them, the way you interact with them. But at least you will still, at the core of it, still means that you will be interpreting what they're saying in the most charitable light. The other thing I'm going to say to that is, this also doesn't mean that anyone that said something to you is saying it in a positive way, or that there aren't people that are not out there to hurt you intentionally. Yes, there are instances where people intend to hurt you intentionally, or they've done things that hurt you, whether intentionally or not. And for the most part, this happens a lot amongst loved ones, right? Family members, maybe a significant other. They would do something to you. It may be intentional, even if it is not intentional, but it is still something that hurts regardless. Again, that still doesn't mean that if you are looking at it in the most charitable light, that you excuse it or you pretend that there isn't an issue. That's not the issue at all. The question, the real issue that I'm just talking about is, in most instances, if somebody says something to you and it is something that you find objectionable, you should definitely be looking for ways to remedy, to rectify that situation, where you make that other person know that, okay, what you've said has hurt me, or it has made me feel this way or that way, and give them an opportunity to respond to it, maybe to change their tone or to clarify what they're trying to say. So in other words, even what I'm basically trying to say here is, oftentimes or many times you will still come across instances where someone has said something to you that you're hurt by, even if you're looking at it in the most positive light. You should still try as much as possible to give an opportunity to have them clarify what they're saying. And it could be that what they're saying hurts. Sometimes somebody may be telling you the truth about something and it hurts, and the truth sometimes hurts. So again, this isn't really, what I'm saying here is not really to try and pacify you, for you to feel like everything that someone says to you has to always be something that you feel good about. No, it doesn't really have to be that. This is life. There are certain things that you may do something that you really need to be told off about, right? Like, nobody is perfect here. And the fact that somebody is telling you the truth about your actions or what you've done, or maybe even sometimes when someone is being constructive with you, that can hurt sometimes. That, wow, like I have failed my standards, or I've failed in what I've set out to do, or I'm not reaching the standards I've set out for myself. So therefore, maybe I should do better. That can hurt, and it's okay for it to hurt. What is more important is you are understanding that that person is being constructive. That person is coming from a place where maybe they're trying to have you or help you be better about yourself or with your situation, and you should be looking to be receptive to that. So again, I'm going to recap this. The key to avoiding miscommunication is to try as much as possible to interpret the other person's words in the most positive or the most charitable light. Anyway, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel. All right.